hitting, having already outpointed him, but he can't afford to drop his hands. He can't afford to show off with this fellow. But he's looking really in championship form, Holmes. A lot better than he did in his last fight with Mike Weaver at Madison Square Garden. He's 5 pounds lighter and a lot sharper. Holmes will do well to remember that the fight traders always say the first thing a boxer loses in his old age is the spring in his legs, but the last thing, the power in his punch. And if Shavers can land one, he'll go. You can just see that cut now under Shavers' right eye. It looks as though he's grazed around the nose as well. Shavers saying, if only this fellow would keep still, I'd rip his head off, but he can't. That huge body protector there, you can see with Larry Holmes. That's obligatory, of course, in professional boxing, the wearing of the foul-proof protectors, where in America there is a no-foul rule, unless it's continuous and deliberate. Low punching. It's a lot of weight to be carrying around between them there, but it's still at a command. Oh, and what a right-hand punch! Once there, Holmes dropped his guard. He paid for it. Is he going to make the count? His legs are wobbly. He's really got to prove himself here. He really is ready to go. Can Shavers finish him? Shavers has done it before. He knocked out Ken Norton. Can he do it with Larry Holmes? And he really, his legs are unbuckled. He's like an infant in a playpen. But what a game champion on Holmes. He's trying to put himself together, and the crowd really spurring Shavers on. What a sensational round, round 7. If he only timed his punches, and he's saved by the bell there, Larry Holmes. To him, that bell sounded like an orchestra. As he fell in his own corner there, the stool right away, and they'll smother him with water. They'll do anything to bring this fellow round. He really ran into the best shot that Earnie Shavers here could throw. Catch his iron, and let's have a replay of that punch now. And there it is, bang on the chin, and it's a wonder he ever got up from it, because he followed right through the way a golfer does when he drives the ball. Stall for round 8 saying, no, I'm not hurt, chum, but you could have fooled me. Fourth defense of the crown here by Larry Holmes. He's got to get on his bike, as they say in boxing. He's got to use the ring, got to use his legs. And Shavers now rooting himself to the canvas to get the full weight behind those punches. And it looks as though it's a remarkable recovery by Holmes. Shavers too wise to go in recklessly at this point. He doesn't want to be caught with the counter punches. He knows that Holmes can set him up for one. That left jab really is weakening Shavers. Really is. Shavers getting puffed around the face while he's trying to land that one punch all the time. He can't hope to outpoint Holmes. Really is a great recovery by the champion. Very smart with that left hand. He's a good boxer. Sometimes being criticised a little bit unfairly following in the wake of the great Muhammad Ali, because he's a very competent champion. It may be a half crown as far as he's concerned, the World Boxing Council, but it's affiliated to Britain and Europe, and I think the WBC carries more credence around the world these days than the WBO. What a good right hand there, and Shavers falling into the trap very easily. And you begin to wonder in round 8 whether Shavers will try and punch himself out, trying to knock Larry Holmes out. This little referee doing well to part them there, Dave Pearl from Nevada. Well, what advantage Shavers had in that 7th round when the dream almost came true for him and his family. He's got 5 daughters and he's put a lot of bread on the table in his time, this fellow. But he really is running out of gas. He still has a bit of punch, but he's making it so obvious. He's not only telegraphing them, he's almost sending a postcard to say they're coming. So the end of round 8. Round 10, Shavers a little late coming out there. His legs are just losing him there. He doesn't quite know where he is in the middle of that ring. He really would do anything for Larry Holmes just to stand still while he tags him, but that is not going to happen at the moment. But it's happened before and it can happen again. But Holmes, I think, is a bit too wary now. He looks as though he thinks he's got a man on the hook and he's punishing him severely in this round. Wondering how long Shavers can survive now. It's admirable bravery and that earns everyone's respect, but it's also a bit of a foolish bravery. I think in Britain by now the referee would be looking very closely, ready to stop this one. But here in America they fight until they drop, and it's a brutal business, and especially when the world title is at stake. These fellows, well, they know that they couldn't earn too much bread in any other profession. They come from big families and poverty backgrounds, and they've made quite a lot of money in this game, and they've earned every cent of it. It's quite clear now that the legs are beginning to go on Earnie Shavers. While there's some sting in his punch there, there's still hope for him. And Holmes actually listening to his cornermen then, and again calling Shavers on. Really vicious stuff there. What's happened there? The referee thinks he's heard the bell. No, there's been no bell. He's given Earnie Shavers a respite there, and the crowd, would you believe, are booing. The only bell he could have heard was somebody winning a jackpot in the casino nearby. Just incredible when you see this brutal stuff that's going on. These fellas are so gentle outside of business. For the 11th round, and poor Shavers really pushing himself off of that stall. He could have been forgiven for surrendering on the stall, but that's not the way that Earnie Shavers wants it, knowing him as I do. This fellow wants to go out saying, well, at least I went in there trying to win the championship and not quitting. There's a professional's honour at stake. But it's becoming a bit pitiful. And I'd be very happy to see an armistice at any minute now. Holmes looked so much better in this fight than he did in his last. He complained before and after that fight that he had throat trouble, and he had an operation to remove a lump from his throat. And there's no prizes for saying, you know, a commentator who could do with having a throat cut. Well, surely it's only a matter of seconds, I would have thought, if the referee's got any compassion, as I certainly have. And Holmes there is saying, come on, Earnie, why don't you quit? I think I can hear him saying, why don't you quit, Earnie? But he won't have it. He won't go down. They should strike a medal of courage and bravery for this fella. He really needs it. In wartime, they would have given him the best of honours. ridiculously one-sided now, and the referee's looking at Holmes is looking at the referee, and he's having a look. Is it all over? It should be. And he's talking, and Earnie's saying it's all right. How does he know it's all right when he's really getting punished like this? And it's all over, and that's it. The obvious end, with Earnie Shavers at least having the Gladiator's pride of finishing on his feet. Larry Holmes retaining the WBC Championship for the 4th time, and they need this shower of water in the face of a pitiful and a brave loser, Earnie Shavers. And a brutal cut on the right eye there. The nose is also cut. And in replay, that wind-up that was always coming, he really can't miss him with a shot. And all those punches are going straight to Shavers' boots, and that's it. The end for him.
The time, 2 minutes of the 11th round. Davy Pearl, the referee, stops the bout. The winner, and still heavyweight champion of the world, Larry Holmes.